Alright. Let's pick back up where we left off. Which is going to be dirt, dirt, and more dirt. Alright. That one's sideways. So are these. Work our way up. Alright, there's that one. Let's go ahead and take this one out. Hopefully I made the adjustments correctly, so I'm now actually audible. Hopefully. Alright. So from here, just kind of take a peek around the edges. And there we are. Alright. That one's down. See if I can remember where I've been putting everything. I'm going to move my saplings over into there. Move those as well. Alright, there we go. Take the fruit, sugarcane, the apples. I'm going to leave the bone meal there. I kind of want that set off on its own. Alright. Let's see here. Alright, how's all this set up again? Alright. Pop those in there. That way I have a nice even number of stacks. And let's get back to the business of making dirt. There we go. Alright. And we'll take the ones we just made, and we'll go ahead and pop these out here. Trying to get the first chickens is perhaps one of the most time-consuming parts of this entire mod pack. Alright, let's check something real quick. Okay. That's on. Alright, everything looks good. Bring that back up. Alright. Let's make a little adjustment here. Let's do that for right now. I want to check this out. Alright. Alright. That's looking right. And it's another one. What do you know? Hey. You don't get to just decide not to grow. There we go. I'm going to take them out around that little central one right there. Alright, now. And swap tools. Wrong way. There we go. Must have the right tool for the job, right? Alright. Let's keep taking these down. Don't... Oh, yep, I can reach that one if I'm right under it. That's good. Alright, so it's got us a nice little central pillar right there. Alright, see if we have anything visible on the outside here. Oh, there's one up here. There we are. See if I can just catch the edge of that. Alright. Found... Oh. Apparently it didn't want to give me something to stand on anymore. There we go. That's gone now. Let's see, anything else easily visible? Oh, there's one up there. Alright. Let's take this one out right here. And this one. Alright. What's that right there? Alright. There we are. And start at the top again. There's that. There's that. There we are. There we go. Alright, it's nighttime. Truthfully, I'm not too concerned about it until I go to start trying to grow more trees to replace these. My little grassy patch there isn't really big enough to bother with yet. So... good, I can reach. Oh, yep, I can reach that one too. Let's take those branches off. There we go. Let's come down here. I'm actually just going to take that one out for right now. Remove some of the extra supports. Alright, come up here to the new top right here. And pop right down in. Alright, something tells me if I take that one, yes. Alright, same thing over here. Work our way down a bit. Let's go down on this side, huh? There it is. Alright. Apparently this tree is just flinging stuff out. Alright. Go back up, and again starting at the top, work our way down into this little clump. Alright. One of the benefits of doing it this way is you not only get plenty of the wood clippings or chippings, there we are, wood chippings, but when you get these wild-ass trees, you get plenty of wood to build with, too. Alright, and now swap over to the sledgehammer. 2, 3, and 4. Now, I see that little sapling. There we are. Come over here. Here's our incomplete stack. Here's our good stake, excuse me. Alright. Drop those saplings. Drop this fruit. Alright. Alright, well those are doing that. Let's go ahead and do a progress report of where we are. Alright. So we need 32 soul sand. I'm not going to worry about that yet. That is going to be taken care of once we get our little platform. Hopefully we'll at least get regular chickens. If not, some actual bone white chickens to spawn. Regular chickens get eggs. We can dye them with the bone meal and hatch. Build little nests and hatch them into bone white chickens. So they can actually be spawned in, or you can create them as needed. Now, let's go ahead and bring this down. I'm just going to finish off one easy row. What do we have out here? We got a log chicken. He is normally one of the hardest to get to actually spawn, so the fact that he spawned this early is kind of awesome. And we want to save all our chicken manure for right now, because that's going to be very useful later. Kind of want to wait until I have a much larger grass patch though. Because what we're going to do is, just like bone meal would, the chicken manure will spawn grass and various flowers. We can use the flowers to get various dyes, which we'll need to create multicolored eggs. Alright, so we'll come on over here. Go ahead and drop another row, right? There we are. Now, I'm thinking we could actually use a few more barrels, just to kind of ease this process along a bit. So there's 6. There we are. One, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right. So now we will begin producing an entire row every time. And look at that, it's sunrise. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. Once these few finish, we'll have another 2 entire rows of dirt. So much dirt. But every last bit of it's needed. Alright. Let's come on out over here. And he's already laid a log. I feel sorry for that chicken. Alright. Here's one row. And cap them off. There we are. Again. And yes, we made poop. Which, once we have enough of it, will be very beneficial later to put under some of our more necessary crops. As you can see, right-click on dirt to turn it into fertile dirt. And if you check out the fertile dirt, you can place it under your cropland to make your crops go a little bit faster. Note, you cannot plant in it. Fertile soil, however, is this right here. Not sure how well it works with agricraft, or if it can even be tilled to work with agricraft. I think that was an issue we had run into before, which is why we stuck with regular. Granted, again, that's one of the things my wife is normally really awesome at handling. I want this, don't I? Yes. I'm supposed to be collecting chippings here. Alright. So, alright, let's go up top here, and here we are. Let's just work our way down. Looks like I grew nothing but a bunch of short trees this time. Actually a little bit easier. Much faster to chop down. I mean, the obvious downside is there's significantly less wood available. And apparently I got next to no saplings out of that. Alright, let's go ahead and grab this one. Oh, there's one right there. Alright. Let's get these trees growing. Alright, now we gotta check this side. There it is. Apparently didn't feel it was necessary for him to grow. Alright, so we'll start at the top and just kind of work our way down. Alright. There we are. Now back to the sledgehammer, the mattock, the sledgehammer, there we go. And just as the early game and pretty much any mod pack, it's all about that resource grind. And with Skyblock, you have the added joy of actually having to build your own world, pretty much. Benefit, you don't have to actually terraform anything. You don't have to worry about trying to level things out. You build as you want. Unlike other Skyblocks, And beyond the void, no mobs spawn in the overworld, which is both a blessing and a curse. While it does make early game survivability so much easier, it severely limits available resources. There's an ender pearl chicken that drops ender pearl shards, but not actual ender pearls. So I'm going to go ahead and grab that stack. And for this, ender pearls are needed for so many different things. I'm a big fan of the flux networks. Definitely need ender pearls for that. Wireless power. Just add a plug onto whatever's producing and add a point onto whatever's needs that power. So much easier than having to make a bunch of generators or running power everywhere. You can add multiple people onto the network, and we may or may not get to that tonight. I've probably got another solid hour before I need to go eat, and then we'll be picking right back up wherever we leave off. Alright, so here, go ahead and plant another batch. Let's keep just enough for one full planting there. Let's get all these grown real quick. 2 more. There we are. Now, let's come over here and start filling these barrels again. While it's awesome that we got a log chicken to spawn this early, considering how rare they tend to be, they're normally the one we struggle with out of the flint, log, and sand. I was kinda hoping to get a bone white first. Which will make, once we get 2 of them, or at least 1, it makes everything slowly become that much easier as far as dirt production and everything like that. Because once we have enough of that lovely little bone meal, we can go ahead and make some porcelain clay and make our crucible, and take a little bit of our cobblestone and start making some lava. Once we have at least 1 bucket of lava, we'll be sacrificing one of our clay buckets to move that lava right below the crucible. Because, let's be honest, torches melt it slow. But once we have that 1 bucket of lava down there, it's still ridiculously slow. But it's faster than a torch. And it has the added benefit of flowing into our flowing water, and since neither of them is stagnant, it will produce cobblestone near infinitely, and that's one of the reasons I love this chicken hammer. We can just literally stand there over and over, gravel, 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 gravel. Oh, looks like I didn't fill that one all the way. That's going to be mildly annoying. Alright. There we go. Because I need it to be even. And yes, once we've filled in this side, we will be filling in the other side as well. Gives us a nice large spawning area. Kind of maximizes our chances at actually getting something useful. Alright, let's go ahead and drop these saplings down and 7, 8, 9. Alright. Let's get them growing, right? Come on. Last one. There we are. And we'll run over here. And we'll go ahead and do another circuit. Spawns will be unfortunately rare out on our little platform right now, as we're going to be traveling to and from, and they really don't seem to like that. So until we actually have all our dirt and our little 2-chunk dirt platform filled in, they're going to be a bit rare. Let's go ahead and do 2 laps. It's nighttime, our trees are grown. We may as well do 3. I think we have enough wood chippings to do 3 full rounds. Certainly looks that way. Yes. Alright, so that's where we want to end, right before that one. And of course the first egg we get will be combined with a feather and a stick. That'll get us our chicken catcher. An infinitely useful little tool that allows us to pick up the chickens. Which, if you want to start breeding them, upgrading them, really doing anything with them, you're going to need. Otherwise it'll be really hard to trick one of those guys to go inside a breeder or a hatchery or a roost or anything like that. And that gave us just enough for 3 rows. So we've almost finished this side here. There we are. And we can see our grass is actually spreading along nicely. We'll be popping out another log in another 2 or 3 minutes, depending on exactly where he is in his timer. Alright, so now more wood chippings. And we just work our way down. Again, we just got the regular nice little short straight trees. Nothing growing all over the place this time. So it's easy enough to just drop right down. There we are. Let's go ahead and pick everything up. There's number 9. Alright. Let's go ahead and start at this point. This is a bit easier to remember. And let's move through here. 14, 15, and then the corner here for 16. And right there. Alright. Oh, I love coffee. Alright. Let's go over here. Let's watch these grow. Alright. Same thing. Let's go down right here. Alright, that looks like it's it for our sledgehammer for this run. So we'll go ahead and just collect some logs. We need lots of both, so it's not like we're losing anything here. Pretty much our entire world is made of wood, so having extra logs to turn into planks is never a bad thing. As we can see, we still have just that one lone log chicken out there. Alright. Plant those so they can grow naturally if they really want to. Let's go ahead and pull up another row's worth of dirt and plant back the same. I like working in even numbers a lot because I can actually keep track of everything. I didn't go through 2 stacks of sawdust, I've got 1 left over. That means I missed one in somewhere. That's why most of the time you'll see me ditch any extra I have in my inventory into one of those little, either a chest or a storage crate. Oh, there's our free log. Alright. Looks like that row we just made over there will finish off this side of our little spawning platform. Which unfortunately means we still have the entire second half of it to do. That gets us halfway. Alright. Let's come over here and go ahead and get these things growing as fast as we can. There we go. There we are. Let's take it on. Let's go on this one. Love that little progress bar right there. This obviously gets much easier as your tools slowly upgrade as you have access to better and better materials. Unfortunately, for a while, we're going to be stuck with stone. Look at that, 1 sapling. All right. I'll go ahead and do 2 laps over here. Still looks like we only have that one lone log chicken out there. Again, not surprising. We're kind of disturbing that platform rather often. Alright. 15, 16, and one more lap. That'll finish off our front section and let us put 1 row on the back side to get started on that second chunk. Alright, there we go. Go ahead and fly over here. That leaves us enough for exactly 1 little row. Back over here, and let's make these grow. Alright. That looks like all of them. Alright, now we know it is. Alright, start at the peak. And work our way down a bit more. And back to the sledgehammer here. Alright. This, I will be honest, is an exceedingly tedious portion of this mod pack. I understand why it's necessary. That doesn't stop it from being tedious. I honestly don't mind, though. It's much more of a sense of accomplishment when you actually get anything. And if you look at our little platform out there, we're actually starting to spawn some stuff. I'll be honest, I'm going to kill 90% of it. Sheeps, pigs, cows, they all die. I want to keep as much space open out there for getting all the animals I actually need, the chickens and all their little special friendly variations. And every now and then they just won't spawn if there's too much out there. There's a definitive limit. Not sure what it is, I just know there is one. There we go. Oh, there's one there we almost missed. Alright. It's sunset now. There's a cow. There's a cow. Come back here, you. Here we are. Alright, down to just our log chicken. And we'll come over here and drop all of that in that crate right there. Alright, and I have enough for 2 even laps, which will give me enough dirt for 3 more rows. And gives me something to do while it's nighttime. Having tested it a little bit on a private server, keeping it daytime doesn't seem to have any real effect as far as spawn rates, and actually letting it at least become night, if not go through the night, actually seemed to help. It may have just been that I had finished filling in my little dirt spawn platform and was no longer waiting for everything, or no longer constantly trucking more and more dirt out there. We'll find out soon enough. It's not going to take horribly long to get that dirt platform filled in. Alright. So let's go ahead and add these 2 rows out here. Alright, there we are. And 2. Like I said, I kind of like it to be even. That's why I'm just picking it up even though I have wood chippings. Would it be more time efficient? Yes. But honestly, it just doesn't bother me. There we are. Here's another row. Alright, now let's go drop some logs off. There we are. Go ahead and repair all our tools. There's that one and that one. Alright, now over here in this box we use for our primary craftings, we'll put that solidified experience. Let's make sure I don't have any floating around elsewhere. Alright. And before I even try to grow those, let's be smart about this and make the sun come up. Apparently trees don't like to grow if the sun's not up. Alright. Daytime. Nice group of trees here just waiting to grow. There we are. One more. Right in the middle, hiding from view. Alright. And we can see we have one of these trees again. Actually want to go down this one right here. That's why. Look at that. Nice little not working here. Switch to this one. There. Alright. And crush this one on the way down. Let's go and take care of any of these little branches we see. Look at that. There we are. And our little stone sledgehammer has leveled up again. Probably gonna happen a couple more times, and then we make new tools and we have to start all over. But the improvements in materials are almost always worth it. Alright. Doesn't look like we have anything readily visible. Ooh, wait. There is one visible. Alright. Let's come up here and work our way down. There we are, and do the same thing here. Alright. Here we are. Look at that. Always so nice when it happens that way. Alright, so come up here, and again start at the top, right in the middle. It's almost always 3 to 4 down. So let's just keep going that way. There we are. And here's another little pocket. That should be all of it. Yep. And this is why we end up with so many saplings. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not quite 6. That means we can do 2 laps, because each lap around this will take 2 full stacks. And again, it's just much easier for me if I go ahead and produce it at least 1 row at a time. It's a lot easier to keep track of where I have and haven't been. Alright, give that a second, there we go. Now we should be able to just walk right along here, pick them up, and refill it. Alright. So you can see we obviously had one we didn't finish filling. That's 16, and that one will be one more row of 16. But let's go ahead and drop this row out here. There we are. And we come over here and drop. Just need that one right there. Come on. There we are. Same thing. Let's go with this one. Alright. Wood chippings, and more wood chippings. Should almost do that as the title. Alright. Alright, go ahead and make a quick trip around. Alright. Almost left another one unfilled by not paying attention. Alright, let's sit up. There we go. just go through here. One, two, and three. That gives us 3 more rows. As you can see, we still have a little ways to go. Let's go ahead and pick these up. There we are. It's 1, 2, and 3. That leaves us with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Which means we need a total of 16 more stacks of wood chippings just to fill in that little platform. Alright. Let's go ahead and sit over here and twerk on our trees some more. One, two, there we are. Down a level, and then right around the perimeter. It's the same reason nerd pulling's so popular. It's a lot easier to go down than it is to go up. And you don't have to worry about running out of range or anything of that nature. Which, when you have to beat quite so many trees down, is actually rather advantageous. There we are. Last one down. There's 9. Alright, let's come over here to our little table first. Alright, now. It's another 2 laps, isn't it? Alright. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Alright. Those are growing. Come right over here. And get these trees to grow. Alright. Now if we look out there, we can see we got a few more spawns. Alright, there's the flint chicken. We've got 2 of them, which is nice. That'll make leveling them up much easier. Go over here, and let's drop all that off. The leather does need to go over here. It's more of a crafting material. Chicken manure can go in there. Those sticks go in there. Wool can go in there. Alright. And let's do another quick lap. Still no regular chickens, unfortunately. Alright, let's check. I'm gonna need a couple of them, because in addition to needing an egg for the chicken catcher, I also need a feather. Fortunately, while the chickens may be the only ones that produce eggs, roosters will produce feathers when killed. And until I have the chicken catcher, that's all they're good for. If you catch a rooster with the chicken catcher, it just turns it into a chicken. Really quite beneficial when you really need chickens. Hit a rooster with the chicken catcher, and then drop it back down as a rooster, or as a chicken. Yeah, I have an extra source of eggs. Until, of course, you can make books. And then all of a sudden it's not as big of a deal as all. Once you have books, you can make smart chickens. Smart chickens also lay eggs, but they can be bred and upgraded and all that other great stuff at the simple cost of time and seeds. Once we've finished our spawning platform, we will work on making a little garden area so we can raise both the seeds we'll be needing and farm some wheat. Unfortunately, you can't turn wheat into seeds. I was turned on to using pumpkins instead. Pumpkins can be crafted into seeds, and with the benefit of agricraft, you can actually grow quite a few very quickly. Especially since you can twerk on them to accelerate their growth. With each pumpkin producing 4 seeds, and each chicken's breeding requiring 2 seeds, 1 for each partner, it's very, very beneficial. Hemp seeds will eventually be used to make impregnated sticks and a squeezer once we have at least some rudimentary power supply. Again, that's coming in a little bit. For right now, we're just focused on getting our spawn platform built, expanding our little primary crafting platform, which will eventually become a central platform, and then adding the first little farm on here, since we don't actually have the farm platform up yet. It's too early to worry about it when we're only doing one single 9x9 farm, which will have both wheat and pumpkins, and its whole purpose is for breeding chickens. Alright, so while those finish, we'll come over here and get these to grow. I apparently tried to spawn inside a tree. That's not a good place to be. Suffocating inside a block is not a pleasant way to die, I wouldn't think. Alright. We are. Let's swing around here. I saw this peeking through. Alright, now let's go ahead and do another lap around these barrels. So much dirt. Early on, it's really the only way to get it. There are methods later. Of course, like much everything else in this mod pack, very chicken-centric. The chickens supply your needs. Alright. There's a little over 7 minutes on that flint chicken to grow. Again, I can't do much with them out here. Oh, there's a flint. Right now, start up top. Alright, and work our way back down. Alright, that looks like all of it. And then in circles. Pop the middle to go another layer, and back to circles. Works faster for me. I'm sure everyone has their own method. And as you can see here, we don't have excavate. That's why I'm doing this one block at a time. And if you want to pull that up, this is the modifier. 25 of them go on. And that's what will take a while. Slime balls aren't too hard. You can make rice slime balls if you just grow rice. That's actually fairly easy to come by. Manulin, however, that's going to take a little bit. We'll get our first bit from farming netherrack, and then I'll be learning, or from, sieving netherrack, and that'll get us our cobalt and ardite, and we can of course combine them in a smeltery to make manulin. A lot of you will notice in this mod pack a lot of the smelteries, more natural alloys, have been disabled. You have to find other ways to alloy them or make blends. And it's part of the beauty and the charm and the difficulty level of this mod pack, that you just can't throw stuff in your smeltery and alloy everything. I mean, it kind of works for me, because all of a sudden now I don't have to worry about random things just alloying inside my smeltery if I'm lazy and don't actually use everything in there. Now, there are still quite a few things that do alloy that you have to pay attention to. But a lot of times, for the most part, it's going to be kind of hard to accidentally make alloys. There's a lot of common alloys that still exist in there. And I know we've started on another lap without having enough to actually finish it. So from here, $47, $48. Alright, that's 3 more rows out here. There's some manure, a log, and more manure. Very quickly getting this all put together. It's 1, to that leaves 2 more rows. And unfortunately, that's not the last we'll be making dirt, because beyond that, we still need another 80 for that little farm I was talking about. Now, let's go ahead and bring the sun up. Back over here. And let this get these growing. All right. There we are. And, oh yeah. Going to start knocking these out, clear our little central platform off. Now we know where the main tree trunks are. Came right in on top of them. Alright. Well, just like before. Slowly work our way down. Alright. And we actually got real fortunate. That wall fell off. Makes it a lot easier for us to just run right out. Come over here. Repair that. I'm going to go ahead and fill all these that are empty. So I have a nice easy one. Alright, those are all full. Come right back over here, pick up where we left off. There we are. Don't want to be making any more sand. And as you saw, there's a couple pigs out on the platform. So those guys need to die once we finish knocking this down. It looks like a horse too. As much as I hate it, he's gonna go also. There's no world here. I mean, there's no real need for him. Alright, there we are there. And now this side over here. Alright. There we go. Go ahead and drop new saplings in. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And come over here and do 2 quick rounds. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Now, let's check. I have one left over. I think I may have Yes, I just had a stack that was literally just one. Right. There we are. There we go. Now we're using the ModPack because it does have the best attack of all our little early tools. Alright. Alright, so we got feathers. We have quite a few feathers. For this early, that's very beneficial. Aw, the pig fell off. Oh well. Free food is generally nice. Poor horse. Now let's go ahead and come over here. And drop our last 2 rows. There we are. I don't like him being out there. There's nothing I can really do about it right now. Alright. I'm going to stick 1 feather there, and I'm going to stick that stick there. Now once I get an actual egg, I can go ahead and turn that into a chicken catcher and I can pick them up. But now that our spawn platform's been built, we need to go ahead and bring this up. So during the daytime, we're going to be chopping trees down, making more dirt. And at night, I'll start laying out the rest of this bottom row. Like I said, this platform will eventually be a 7x7. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and extend this bottom row out, 2 chunks on each side. So it'll be 7 wide, and this will actually be the bottom row of that 7x7 platform. And from this bottom row, I'll actually have connections that run over to a platform that will be, well, technically 2 platforms that'll be solely for farming. One will have all the various crops on it. As much as Slice of Life is difficult, with the addition of Agricraft, you don't need massive farms. We do ours in a 9x9, but each crop, aside from the one in the center, is only a 3x3. The one in the center is still a 3x3, but it has that water block in the middle, just to make sure the dirt stays nice and fertile. Alright, and let's peek up at that one there. Right, there we are. While we can easily see these, we'll go ahead and take them out of the picture, just to make all the hunts that will happen inevitably later a little bit easier. Look at that. Alright, and here we have one that's pretty easy to figure out. Alright. Same thing here, we'll choose this one. And then again here, go right down in the middle. Alright. Let's go ahead and pick all these up. Right, here we are. And that takes care of that. Which means all we have left now is this little central trunk here. So we'll work our way down. 7, 8. Eventually I may do tutorials on smaller sections as we get to them. This, however, I'm intending to be a full playthrough. I'm not going to touch this world outside of when I stream. It's going to be basically a full progression through this pack. As I get later into the pack, I'm going to have to look up probably a couple tutorials because there are mods in here that I've barely touched at all. That's one of the best things about mod packs like these. Challenges you to figure stuff out. Probably the favorite mod I've been introduced to because of this mod pack was Simple Networks. Quite possibly the best storage solution I've ever run into, just for sheer ease of crafting. Alright. So now let's go ahead, we can drop those off. We'll keep those. Drop that off. Come over here, we'll drop that off now. And pull that. Alright. Pull our chunk borders up nice and pretty. Now we said we're going 2 on each side. That's 2. Yes, this setup does end up being quite large. The benefit is that no individual area is cramped. It's a lot easier to find your way around, find exactly what you're looking for. And it leaves it open if you want to dress everything up. I may eventually do that in this mod pack. I haven't really decided. I figure my primary focus as I move through will simply be the actual progression. Decoration's nice and all, but it can come later. There is plenty to keep oneself busy. A little bit too fast. Alright. And let's grab some more wood. Alright, we have our outline in place, so we don't need those borders anymore. Let's go and drop right down here. fill this one in, and then pop both of those. I know, I could do this a lot faster if I just went back and forth like this. I have the whole night to use up. I am not running out of anything to do anytime soon, and I haven't even started breeding chickens yet. As I slowly weed out the chickens out there, hopefully eventually get an egg so I can get a chicken catcher. My next step will be using crop sticks and agricraft to level up the wheat and the pumpkins so I have the best possible output on them. Alright. So we'll start right here. And we'll go around in a little ring right like this. And we'll get our first 16 dirt for the farm out there. Now, we use a 9x9 plot with a water block in the middle, which keeps everything nice and fertile. Once you till it, it stays tilled. Kinda helpful that way. So what we'll do is we'll lay out that little central core, and then start laying out the perimeter, and then fill in each of the 4 quadrants. I think it's a lot easier if you see what I'm talking about, which is coming up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's my middle row. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Now if you look, that's 4, 8, and 9. So that gives us our 9x9 layout, and then we'll go around the perimeter as we get more dirt. I'll run over here, grab a bucket. Just reach right in there real quick. There we are. And drop you back off. Six, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. That's a corner. That's a corner. That's a corner. And that's a corner. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now let's go ahead and 9, 10, 11, 12. All of these that are connected to that little water block can go ahead and be tilled, and they will stay that way. That way they become that nice fertile farmland. So now, come over here. Before we do that, let's see. Alright, now let's take a nap. Let's get these to grow. Alright. Unfortunately, dirt will remain a commodity. Fortunately, as we progress, it becomes easier and easier to produce once we're no longer having to use leaves or wood chippings and the like to produce it. Which reminds me, I don't need those anymore. These leaves will compost at the same ratio as the wood chippings will. 8 of them will fill a barrel and will compost. I have my infinite water block right there, so as long as I don't screw it up, I'm safe. And if I do, I definitely have plenty of materials where I can just cook up another set of stone shears and go ahead and grow a couple trees and just chop down leaves by the stack pretty much. Hopefully it won't come to that. I really hope. And let's go ahead and do one more lap around here. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This time I started at the corner instead of one past it. Alright. So now we start, and we just go around and fill that in. Go ahead and get it all nice and tilled. Now, I don't know if anyone counted that, but from what I saw, looks like this will be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just enough. Alright. We didn't replant our trees, but that's okay. It's not a super time-consuming process. What we are going to need now is sticks. Alright, a little bit too close. If you play it on not hard, the explosion is significantly smaller. Let me see if I can replant one of these and show you. Alright. Alright. So let's go to our options. Let's go to easy. Little boom. So if you're playing by yourself, that's honestly the way to go. But if you're trying or planning to play on the server, leave it on hard. That's what you're going to be working with on the server. It's best you get used to it. And now we take these, craft them in a 4x4. That gives us our crop sticks. And if we come down to Botanical Harvest, we get a free stack. Now, it's going to be a little bit. I am cross seeds with melon seeds. Alright. I am terrible at, let's see, a seed. I've actually never really used this mod. This is one of the many my wife always handles. So this is going to be a learning experience for me. And it said cross, so I'm willing to bet I gotta agrocraft these two, don't I? So we'll come over here. There's our seed. There's our melon seed. And so we'll drop a crop stick and a seed. Then a crop stick and a melon seed. Actually, wait. I forget. If you do them catty corner like this, it seems to be much more honestly. Mature. Now, if you hold shift, squat down, and then right click with your crop sticks, it'll go ahead and drop 2 instead of just 1. Now, breaking your crop sticks when you get weeds will give you these weed seeds. They're annoying. So what we're going to do, we're going to run over here. First we're going to drop our regular sticks off. Okay, so I do have some fusewood sticks in here. 2 across the top, 3 across the top, excuse me, 2 down. Gives us a hand rake. Now, let's go ahead and put you back right there. Now, get rid of you, you two, you, there's the poop. It takes a while to really collect any significant amount, but the big thing we'll be using it for is when we start farming Inferium. Once we get 81, those will go under there. It makes tearing up the Inferium significantly easier. Now, hold shift again, right click. Now we hold shift. Now, drop a rake, drop another crop stick, hold shift. Accelerate that growth. Now you're watching to see what you get. Hey, weed seeds. Do it again. Get used to seeing weeds. You are going to see them a lot. I don't want melons. I'm crossing them with wheat seeds. Try. Like I said, I've never done this. Alright, so what we're gonna do is now let's go to seed. Turn those bookmarks off, they're just annoying. Now we go to uses. Alright, here we are. Crop mutation. There's potatoes, soybeans, sugarcane, beetroot, melon. Alright, so we are right. We need podzol for it. Alright, that's why we're not getting what we want. Hitting the wrong key there. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to hold off on that. it's going to be a little bit before we can make podzol. So what do? Over here, we just drop all of that. Now what I am going to do, I am going to grab one of the wheat, then I'm going to go through and I'm going to find a pumpkin. Alright, there we are. Alright. I'm going to put one right there and one right there. Wheat on the right, pumpkin on the left. Now, that's because the sun's down. Notice I have no charcoal. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to go ahead, take a nap, bring the sun back up, and then I am going to stop my stream momentarily, go take advantage of dinner being served, and then I will return. Hope this helps.